I have a big attachment to football. I think in some ways that I wish I could have had a career as a football player instead of a pro wrestler. I love football. I played all through high school, and it's just a matter of taking a left turn instead of a right turn. And I end up being a pro wrestler. But I always thought about playing in the CFL. I always thought it was possible. I was a pretty good football player in high school.
Well, and it was a good football city too, because there's a lot of guys that came out through Calgary high school programs and went on to play in the CFL and some in the NFL.
Yeah, and it's funny, through my wrestling career, there's so many wrestlers that I know that played CFL and played professional football. But Jim Duggan, I think, played with the Argos. Yep. And then there was George Wells, who played with the Rough Riders for years. George Wells was such a great wrestler, but he was also, I think he's still got some records here in Canada for most tackles in a season, most tackles in a game. And he was such a great guy to know. And he was a big advocate for the CFL. For years, he used to tell me the CFL is the best. It's the best football game. I was a little kid and was there. And I remember my dad training John Helton in the basement. And John Helton was such a nice guy. And he'd be down there screaming with everyone else. And but he ended up being a pretty good wrestler. And for me, it was just always that association with wrestlers. Even Angelo Mosca, for years I knew down east when I was wrestling in Toronto and stuff like that. He would always come around. There's just always been a strong connection. Even my dad, believe it or not, played football with the Edmonton Eskies in 1937-38. And Gene Kiniski, of course, played with the Eskimos, and Fritz von Erich played with the Eskimos. It's like there's just such a history of wrestlers that tried to play football and got washed up in the wrestling business. I'm not sure if that's a good thing but I would say that most of the guys that left football and became wrestlers became big names.